Alright, so this is going to be my submission video for this game. It might look a little weird because I'm using webcam, and so it's going to be a little tilted, and there might be some shaking when I accidentally hit the desk. So hopefully that doesn't get too annoying. So we're going to get started right now. So 3, 2, 1, go. So what we have here is a game called Daiku no Gensan, otherwise known as Hammer and Herring. A basic premise of the game is an evil Yakuza organization has decided to wreck your stuff up, and you don't like that. So you're off on a mission to pretty much blast them into the ground. It's a pretty simple platformer, although if you're not too familiar with it, it might be a little difficult your first playthrough. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take you an hour and a half like it did me, but it can be quite difficult at times. Now here, I try and hit the boss up at the top once, and then do my ground quake attack. Now unfortunately I missed a couple of hits, so I had to go through another jump cycle to get it. It's unfortunate, and it does waste a little bit of time having to go in for those extra hits. Cleanly, you will get 8 hits consistently. And you don't have to do additional jumps. Now here we have a bonus game, and essentially you just want to hit as many of these enemies as you can. Depending on how many you hit, you can get better items. Ooh, and I did pretty well there. So I got the rice ball, which is one of the better items. Rice ball will heal 3 hit points, which is really nice. But hopefully I won't have to use it. Let's see, here's a little tricky jump, which I managed to get. That saves a little jumping section that you have to go through. You do have to take some damage. I'm going to go ahead and use that rice ball. If I don't use it now, I'll probably die later. And I took some damage there, which I didn't mean to do. Wow, I am just taking too much damage. It's a good thing I got that rice ball. Now, preferably this boss fight, I get him on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, when he's on the left, and that was actually a pretty bad fight there because I wasn't far enough over to hit him. I missed my timing there, so I'm just gonna skip the split. But if he's on the left side, you saw he has to walk all the way to the right to get to the ladder. But if he's already on the right, then he just jumps up and you don't have to worry about it. So here we have another minigame, and it's literally Whack-A-Mole Man. I'm only going to go for 9 here because the middle item, which I usually end up getting, is pretty useless. Okay. So with 9, I'm guaranteed a hard hat, so I'm just going to go with that. Now, hard hat guarantees me one hit. So if I'm down to 1 HP, then if I take a hit for whatever reason, then I'll lose my hard hat, but I'll still be able to go. Here I'm going to grab a little HP thing and go ahead and use it. By the time I jump there, I can actually jump on that one side of the box without taking damage, and I can jump over the other box. Unfortunately, I missed the jump there, so it didn't quite go that way. I'm going to say right now, there's a few things that are annoying about this game. One of them is this fish. You can see he likes to jump around, and occasionally he'll jump at me at an angle and I won't be able to react in time. The other annoying thing about this is the darn pelicans. Okay, so that didn't go too bad. Alright, sometimes this car will speed up and move to the left side pretty quickly, and unfortunately I'll take a bit of damage if it does that. Luckily it didn't go too fast, and I didn't take any hits from the projectiles. So yeah, pretty strange boss. The boss was literally the car. So this is the last mini game. Essentially, you just gotta whack these bombs. And if you do pretty well, you can get some good items. Most of the time I end up getting the talisman, which is used to destroy a lot of enemies on screen. I don't necessarily need it, but I prefer to get the rice ball, which I managed to get this time. So rice ball is nice. So now we're in a sewer. Fortunately, I took some damage there, which I didn't mean to. I grabbed the big hammer. I don't really need the big hammer, but I like to grab it anyway because, you know, it makes me feel big and strong. As I beat up the little secretary lady, which I say right now, please don't do that in real life. So I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to hit a certain number of enemies or if I'm just supposed to be on screen for a certain amount of time. It usually ends up being about the same regardless. So I don't know if I can speed that part up. So here you'll see the big boss, but unfortunately he doesn't want to fight me right now. Instead, we're going to fight his secretary, which she is mean, but hopefully if I do this just right, 3 hits and she goes down. So I only lost a little bit of time. So you can see no more mini games. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. So here I grabbed the a few useful items and the big hammer again. Use the talisman to destroy those statues because they can get kind of annoying. So here we're going to get in the wrecking ball and we're going to go do this waterfall section. Now sometimes there's a lot of lag here and it can eat inputs, which hopefully doesn't happen. Oh, and I almost fell, which would have been really bad. But luckily I managed. And there we go. Big hammer, 2 shots to the big boss. And I got a gold split on that. So if I hadn't done poorly on some of those jumping sections, I probably would have PB'd again. So yeah, so that was Daiku no Gensan, otherwise known as Hammer and Harry. It's pretty simple platformer. I think it's pretty fun, and yeah, so I really recommend people giving this a try. Now, this was the first loop. There is a second loop, which is harder. Now, it's harder in the sense that there are a few more enemies and they take more hits, but it's not like it doesn't ramp up the difficulty like a game like Ghosts and Goblins does. But hopefully, if I get practice enough, I'll be submitting a video for that one. But as of right now, I'm just going to do first loop. So hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you accept. Thank you. Some best, so potentially 7, definitely subset 750, but Yeah, save those 9 seconds somewhere. We're gonna save. And save just in case. Alright, thanks for watching.